At 3:47 a.m., the California coast looked safe. Then, 400 meters of land simply vanished. No warning tremors, just a terrifying thunder from beneath your feet. For 12,000 years, this ground stood solid. Yet our billion-dollar monitoring systems heard absolutely nothing. How does a massive collapse happen with zero warning signs? The answer scares scientists and could endanger your family. Imagine driving south on the lonely Highway 1. Your headlights sweep over pavement you trust with your life. The officer later described a typical quiet night. Then, a low growl rose from deep underground. He called it thunder, but it wasn't from the clouds. The earth itself was screaming. Seconds later, his world ended. The road didn't crack or shift first. It just dropped into the abyss. Solid ground became a death trap instantly. His dashcam captured the nightmare. 1 second, a safe highway. The next, a gaping void into total darkness. He radioed dispatch, voice trembling with pure shock. The road just dropped. No warning, just gone. That collapse swallowed a 400-meter chunk of coastline. Guardrails and cliffs plunged into the sea. Then, deadly silence returned. Miles away, families woke up terrified. They described a runaway freight train sound beneath their beds. Then, absolute quiet. For locals, the land loss wasn't the scary part. It was the complete lack of warning for their children. No sirens screamed, no phones buzzed. Nothing suggested the ground under their homes would fail. We trust seismic monitors and GPS to keep us safe. But hours before disaster, every single screen showed a flat line. The coast gave zero hints of the coming destruction. First responders and experts were left blind in the dark. Check the instrument logs from that night. Every second recorded shows a terrifying story of total silence. Arrays meant to catch tiny tremors flatlined for 2 full days. No microquakes, no hum, just deadly stillness. GPS stations built to catch millimeter shifts showed nothing. According to them, the ground never moved. Tilt meters sensitive enough to feel a blade of grass lean, they claimed the cliff was perfectly level. Dozens of sites confirmed the impossible. Data said you were safe while the ground prepared to kill. This silence breaks every rule of geology we know. Landslides always give warnings. Until now. Usually, we see small slips or shakes first. This collapse struck from nowhere, defying every safety model we have. Look back at digital records since the beginning. You will not find a pattern like this anywhere. Local tribes have passed down history for generations. They speak of floods and fires, but never land vanishing instantly. Surveys from the 19th century confirm this coast was rock solid. It survived earthquakes and storms for centuries. For 12,000 years, those bluffs never moved. The sudden drop paired with silent instruments creates a terrifying blind spot. Science cannot explain why this happened. With modern tech failing, investigators are digging into the past. Ancient stories might hold the only clue to survival. An indigenous historian offers a chilling perspective. What does it mean when the land breaks a millennia-long silence? Crews rushed to the drop zone before sunrise. Headlights illuminated a jagged cliff that wasn't there yesterday. Site coordinator Maria Alvarez shut down Highway 1 instantly. She sealed the death zone from both ends. She set a safety line 300 meters back. The goal grabbed evidence before the tide washed away the truth. Geotechnical engineers geared up to descend. Harnesses double-checked. They prepared to rappel down the crumbling face. Alvarez demanded strict chain of custody. Every sample needed to be bagged and tagged immediately. They tracked each rock from cliff to lab. Every step was documented to ensure no evidence was lost. Pairs worked fast but carefully on the shifting edge. They had to move anchors twice as the ground crumbled. Below, the Pacific Ocean surged closer. Alvarez checked the time, 40 minutes until high tide erased everything. She directed the team to expose mineral veins. Runners sprinted bags up the line to the command post. They sealed and initialed every bag. GPS coordinates were stamped on every single sample location. By sunrise, the team had recovered 23 samples. They pulled them from the face in the deadly debris field. The crew scrambled up just as the tide hit. Salt water swirled over the rocks they had just stood on. Alvarez signed the manifest and handed evidence to the courier. Samples were en route for analysis within 2 hours. At the state lab, debris arrived under tight security. This evidence could save lives. Dr. Elliot Kim took charge of the intake. Each bag carried precise GPS data from the disaster zone. They found something strange immediately. Pale glassy crystals in the silt that shouldn't be there. Lab techs sliced samples thin, hunting for familiar signatures. What they found was a nightmare, a lattice riddled with holes. No mineral in the California database matches this deadly pattern. It is overloaded with magnesium and sodium, unlike local bedrock. 40% of this rock is empty space, pure fragility. It is not quartz or feldspar, it is something totally unknown. Dr. Kim's team checked National Archives and came up empty. Is this a new chemical weapon or a freak natural event? Water dissolves this stuff instantly, creating massive underground caves. Dr. Kim realized the scary truth: wet ground means instant collapse. We can't identify the substance destroying the coastline. At the cliff's edge, Marcus Lee fired up the radar rig before sunrise. He blasted electromagnetic waves deep into the soil. He hunted for invisible voids waiting to kill you. Lee spotted a terrifying drop in the signal return. A dead zone stretched 60 meters straight toward family homes. The scanner showed a massive empty space where rock should be. This death trap runs exactly parallel to the collapsed highway. It is a giant cavern hiding right beneath the surface. The roof of this void is only 8 meters down. But the horror gets worse the deeper you look. Groundwater blinded the sensors, hiding the bottom of the abyss. Lee warned he couldn't measure the true size of the danger. Something has been hollowing out the earth beneath us for years. This report proves the disaster was invisible until it struck. 73 homes now sit within 100 meters of the drop. Your house could be floating over a massive, deadly sinkhole. Residents wake up to red spray paint marking their doom. They watch geologists measure exactly how unsafe their property is. Inside the trailer, Dr. Anaka Shah sees the terrifying data. This isn't isolated, identical voids are forming under your town. She warns that these patterns defy all known geological laws. It is not normal erosion, it is a silent, underground killer. A completely new phenomenon is eating the ground beneath our feet. Locals demand answers, but Dr. Shah has only bad news. This threat is spreading faster than anyone expected. One heavy rain or truck could send your home plummeting. 3 more neighborhoods are flagged as imminent collapse zones. Insurance agents are already documenting the total loss of value. Residents are realizing their land is not safe anymore. The threat is personal and unresolved. At 7:15, the director faced the microphones with exhaustion in his eyes. 200 people were ordered to evacuate immediately or die. Imagine your child's school bus rerouted around a disaster zone. Power lines are cut dead. The National Guard is blocking the streets. By noon, the governor begged for federal money. But cash won't fix the terror spreading here. This nightmare is just beginning. Lawyers didn't wait. Within hours, lawsuits started flying. Your home's value could hit zero overnight. They are suing the state for staying silent. They say officials knew this danger was coming. Why didn't they warn us? Years of "it is safe" promises were total lies. Now, those expensive properties are worthless death traps. One attorney isn't holding back. She calls this a catastrophic failure. Someone was asleep at the wheel while cliffs crumbled. She demands cash for families losing everything. Meanwhile, officials are running around like headless chickens. Chaos rules the command center. Think you are safe. Evacuation zones doubled in 24 hours. Scans show massive empty holes right under your feet. Crews worked through the pitch black to mark the kill zone. Neighbors are sleeping in shelters tonight. That could be you. Mayors scream for answers behind closed doors. Panic is rising. Who is actually responsible for this mess? A reporter brought up a deadly 1980 Alaska landslide. No warning there, either. The silence from experts is deafening. Geologists say California has never seen a disaster this big. This is uncharted territory for everyone. The trigger is a mystery. Is this a one-time fluke, or is your town next on the hit list? The map changed forever today. It is not just rocks falling. It is a total legal and political meltdown. Lawsuits and sirens are the new normal here. The jagged cliff edge is now a crime scene. We still have zero answers. Entire towns are living on the brink of destruction. This instability targets more than just houses. 3 more coastal areas are under urgent watch. This is not a drill. The danger is real and happening right now. Nature is one step ahead of the science. The ground beneath you could be the next to go. Don't wait. Share this warning before it is too late. Comment your location below. Are you safe?